देख रहे हैं सुदर्शन न्यूज।
14 NLA प्रधान सत्र का चौथा दिन सुबह 9:30 बजे से शुरू हुआ और 2 बजे तक चले हैं। असेंबली के शुरुआत ऑनरेबल CM श्री नेफ्यू रियो जी ने 2022-23 का 8th एनुअल एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव रिपोर्ट पेश किया। इसके बाद कैबिनेट मिनिस्टर्स श्री तेमजिन इमना अलोन, श्री CL जॉन और मैडम सलुतियो क्रूसे द्वारा वार्षिक प्रशासनिक रिपोर्ट सपा पटल पर रखा। साथ ही ऑनरेबल CM श्री नेफ्यू रियो द्वारा एनुअल रिपोर्ट रूल्स ऑफ नागालैंड लोकायुक्त एनुअल रिपोर्ट 2022 और नागालैंड सीलिंग ऑन गवर्नमेंट गारंटीड रूल्स 2022 पेश किया। इसके बाद CM श्री नेफ्यू रियो द्वारा Consideration and passing of government rules on GST 6th Amendment Bill 2022 और Nagaland Fire and Emergency Bill 2021 मूव किया। साथ ही लीडर ऑफ द हाउस ने सप्लीमेंट्री डिमांड्स फॉर ग्रांट्स फॉर द ईयर 2022-23 प्रेजेंट किया और अंत में ऑनरेबल CM ने एज रिक्वायर्ड बाय द सेक्शन 11 ऑफ द नागालैंड Fiscal Responsibility and Budget Management Act 2025, CM Shri Neiphiu Rio ne review trends and receipt expenditure by the Minister in charge of Finance Department for first, second और third quarter of the year 2022-23 प्रस्तुत किया गया और बाकी समय 2023-24 बजट पर चर्चा हुए। मैं तुझे ताउन क्रॉस सुदर्शन न्यूज चैनल के लिए नागालैंड कोहिमा से।
Speaker Sir, I rise to take part in the discussion on the Municipal Bodies elections and the Nagaland Municipal Act 2001. I want to extend my appreciation to the honorable members to bring this issue into the House. Discussion of matter of public importance under Rule 50, initiated by NLA and supported by Mr. Repeal and Mr. Longon, and all those who have participated in the discussion, sharing their opinion and views, representing all the political parties and also the independent. But most of all, on behalf of the House, I also want to extend my appreciation and my thanks to our learned Advocate General of Nagaland, Mr. Bal Gopalji, who took pain to come on the call of duty and address this House. And his knowledge, enormous knowledge about the problems and the ULB issues in Nagaland. And all this time, he had been appearing in the Supreme Court on behalf of the state and defending the right of the people and speaking for the people. And even as we intend to take a decision on this, he will be appearing on behalf of the state government and then defending what we will decide today. So my special thanks and appreciation to him on behalf of all the honorable members. I can't but feel the enormous sense of responsibilities with me, considering the eventful history associated with these matters and the way the subject has evoked intense reactions from our tribal hosts, civil societies, organizations, and our people, and the most important of all, the entire matter also being spoken about, how they infringe and are in contravention of Article 371A. Speaker, sir, while many things regarding the Nagaland Municipal Act 2001 and even in regards to the ULP election over the years are known, it would be still good and in the fitness of things to dwell in brief so as to give a proper context and appreciation among everyone as to where we stand now and what could be the best way forward on this issue. As you are aware, many people have spoken that the state government enacted the Nagaland Municipal Act 2001. That is 22 years ago. And all these years we have been handling this with sincerity and commitment. But yet we are still in the midst of trouble. May we mention that the Article 2340 in Part 9A of the Constitution, which was inserted by the 74th Constitutional Amendment Act 1992, provided with a minimum of one-third of the total number of seats to be filled by direct elections in every municipality by the municipality shall be reserved for women. The seats may be allotted by rotation to different constituencies in a municipality. The Nagaland Municipal First Amendment 2006 has inserted S23A and S23B in terms of Article 2431 of the Constitution of India. Subsequently, we took a sample and conducted Nagaland Municipal Council, but there was a massive opposition and nobody could file nomination and it was called off. In December 2009, for the conduct of fresh election, we did reservation, but it was again deferred due to the receipt of several representation to withhold the election to municipal and due to steep opposition to 33 reservation seat for women. The state cabinet decided to finally defer conduct of election to the municipalities, thereby dissolving the existing municipality on the expiry of their respective tenure in January 2009. Therefore, to break the deadlock on the issue of 33 reservation of seats for women in the ULBs, several consecutive meetings were held with tribal HOHOs, civil societies in the state. Due to divergent view on the issue, consensus on matter continued to elude us. There was a near unanimity among our tribal HOHOs that implementations of 33% reservation seat for women is contrary to traditional customary and practices of the Nagaland. And in June 2011, a writ petition was filed against the government decision withhold election in ULB in Honorable High Court. And an order was passed directing the state government to hold election implementing 33 reservation of seat for women. But, however, steep opposition to the same various tribal hosts and other civil societies and apprehension of serious threat to law and problem forced the state government to postpone the elections. Also in 2012 September, we decided, sensing the situation, in keeping in view of all these agitations, pass a resolution to exempt Nagaland from the application of Article 243T of Part 9A in relation to the provision of Article 371A of the Constitution of India, and to suitably resolve the concern being raised for certain provision of Nagaland Municipal Act by an amendment to the provision pertaining to tax on land and buildings was also removed from the Municipal Act 2011. And then the government again tried to have election scheduled 1st February 2017, but widespread agitations, ban declared all over the state for various tribal hosts and civil societies. The government faced with a delicate law and order situation where various government buildings were burned down and precious life lost. And the state missionaries also came to a standstill from 31st January 2017 to 22nd February 2017. As the organization has called for closure down of all government offices and ban line of government vehicles, had to declare the election process of the ULBs as null and void. In the following year, as a matter regarding the ULB, election continued to be in the Supreme Court, and the government made efforts to secure confidence of all stakeholders in the matter and reach a consensus, but it did not make any headway. Then the Supreme Court on 22nd February 2022 gave a categorical order directing holding election in the ULBs within 6 months. In view of the Honorable Supreme Court, we took initiative and held a state-level consultative meeting with all stakeholders, including tribal hosts, mass-based organizations, political parties, civil societies on 9 March 2023. And there appeared to be broad consensus finally emerging of moving ahead for holding ULB election as per the provision of Nagaland Municipal Act 2001. Additional was also sanctioned and given to the department. So we are committed to take off, but we are heading nowhere. And therefore, as you are aware, we are asked to complete the process in January 2023, and the cabinet to hold election in the ULB after completion of the election process, which was granted. And then Supreme Court, in its hearing on 13 February 2023, directed the state government to hold election to the ULBs with election program to be notified on the 9th of March, whereby election process will be over. And finally, on 9 March 2023, the State Election Commission issued notification to election to the ULB with the date of poll scheduled for the 16th May 2022. The announcement of holding ULB election has again, like earlier time, evoked strong reaction from several bodies, associations, all tribal bodies and civil societies across the state. This issue had been alive for the last 22 years after we enacted the Municipal Act in 2001. And today we are here again discussing. And therefore, to put on record the various organizations who had come opposing this thing, I would like to place on record by reading, and I'll also submit a document of various resolution passed for the record. The urban-based organization in 3 of our biggest towns, the Association of Kohima Municipal Ward, Panchayat, and all Ward Union Mokokchung Town, and the Dimapur Urban Local Chairman Federation immediately approached the government demanding review amendment of Nagaland Municipal Act 2001 and conveying that they oppose the notified elections for ULBs. The SUBIAO has also requested the government to review and complete delay Section 120 1A of Municipal Act 2001, as it infringes the protection guaranteed to the Naga people under Article 371A. They have also appealed to the government to amend the reservation of the chairpersons for women. The old Ward Union Mokokchung Town has also separately approached the government demanding review amendment of the Nagaland Municipal Act 2001, which is infringing on the Article 371A and opposing the notified election of ULBs. Another one, the Landowners Board reaffirmed its earlier resolution that unless the government rectify, amend all sections, clauses regarding land and building tax under Municipal Act 2001, the ULB election shall be banned within its jurisdiction. Again, the Chaksan Public Organization has also urged the government to review, amend Nagaland Municipal Act 2001, failing which it stated that it will be compelled to refrain from participation in the ULB election. Then the APO also urged the government to review, amend the Nagaland Municipal Act 2001 to safeguard the provisions enshrined in the Article 371A. Then the Ausenden, through a press release, spoke about rejecting the notified election program and demanded for amendment of the Nagaland Municipal Act 2001. The Rema also conveyed its protest against holding of election in the ULB unless amendments are carried out in the Municipal Act. And then the Municipal Town Council of Nagaland has also urged the government to review the entire contents of the Nagaland Act 2001. They have also resolved not to allow any form of taxation on land and buildings. Then Lota Ho has also demanded rewriting of the Nagaland Municipal Act to safeguard the provisions under Article 371A, stating that women reservation infringes on the provision of Article 371A and to rectify the mode of taxation within the ambit and circumstances of Nagaland. The Joint Coordination Committee, JCC, along with Dimapur-based bodies, organizations, in a meeting has come out with resolution urging the government to review or amend the Nagaland Municipal Act 2001. And then the ENPO, in a public memorandum issued by it on 26 March 2023, has stated that the Nagaland Municipal Act 2001 in the present form has a serious impact upon the Article 371A, and it resolved for not allowing conduct of ULB election in their jurisdiction until the Act is repealed. The ENPO further informed that is 21st August 2022, the resolution not to participate in any election process of the state and central until their demands for frontier Nagaland is considered. The ENPO informed that following the assurance of MHA, GOI of arriving at a mutually agreed solution after the state assembly election, it had relaxed its earlier resolution and participated in the assembly election. However, as there is still no agreement reached, it has decided to not participate in the ULB election. Then in the resolution adopted at the consultative meeting of the tribal host of 8 tribes held yesterday, among others, it has been stated that the Nagaland Municipal Act 2001 is a borrowed act, and a demand has been made that any part of the act which infringes Article 371A should be reviewed and rewritten. It has also been demanded that till the said act is reviewed and rewritten, ULB election may be deferred, and failure to do so on the part of the government, the tribal host will be compelled to boycott the ULB election. Speaker Sir, as we could see, there has been serious concern and opposition raised to holding the ULB election as per the provision of the Nagaland Municipal Act 2001 among our tribal bodies and civil societies. There has existed a genuine and deep fear that the provisions are in the contravention of Article 371A among a large section of our people. Several attempts by the government over the years to conduct election in ULB to fulfill the obligation thrust upon it by the 74th Amendment Act of the Constitution, as well as to adhere to the direction of the court, have all been unsuccessful. The tribal bodies and the people have always viewed the attempt of the government with suspicion, anger, and there has been a stiff and vehement opposition. This time also does not appear to be any different. In spite of holding several consultative meetings and discussion with everyone concerned for explaining the position of the government and seeking their support, there is stiff opposition all around, and call for boycott have also been given. The issue is not just a law and order situation. The primary issue is the proposed boycott by the organization. NLA, like the ENPO, which constitute about 30% of the population of the state, and which boycotted the Hornbill Festival in 2022 December. One of the reasons leading to the delay in conducting ULB election was because of the initial boycott call of the election, including general election, by the ENPO in August 2022. In February 2023, the boycott call was withdrawn by NPO. It was presumed that the election for the ULB will proceed on positive line. Again, on 26 March 2023, the NPO has called for boycott of all elections, though their primary reason is the demand made for the central government for their separate statehood. Therefore, as stated above, 1/3 population of the state is not going to participate. Further, the long list of organizations which I mentioned earlier and are echoing their sentiments of boycott will reduce the entire election process to a nullity. The unenforceability of this act has compelled the government to settle this issue once and for all by a proper dialogue with all interest parties so that the election can be held with effective participation of all persons. Speaker, sir, we have government servants headed by Chief Secretary down to the grade 4 who are known as public servants. Then we politicians, public leaders, we are the public servants. And the civil societies, the tribal leaders are doing public service. And we are not the master. Public is the master. We are serving our public. And therefore, we have to listen to the voice. We cannot confront, we cannot go against their wishes. Though, as I had mentioned, we are very serious and sincere to conduct the municipal election. As I said, we had already released fund also for revision of the electoral rolls. Sum of rupees 2.20 crores was released and already utilized, and electoral rolls have been, innovation have been completed. Now for the conduct of election, a sum of rupees 4 crores was already released because the nomination starts from 3rd April. However, we face this situation, and as learned Advocate General, brief explanation of the Nagaland Municipal Act and Municipal Amendment Act and the views of the Supreme Court. We are constrained, given by the history of strong and vehement opposition to the conduct of the election, and also serious questions being always raised about the provisions of the Nagaland Municipal Act 2001. Being in the contravention of Article 371A, it is felt, taking into consideration the unanimous view of this House, that the time has come in the interest of our people and the state to seriously consider repealing the Nagaland Municipal Act 2001 in toto and move expeditiously for making a new act keeping in mind the special privileges according to the people of Nagaland in terms of Article 371A of the Constitution. And so I also support the mover who introduced the proposed resolution.
I take it that the sense of the House is unanimous on passing the resolution, and so the introduction of the resolution as just moved by Honorable Minister is considered and consideration is granted. Now the motion move is that the resolution as just moved by Honorable Minister Shri K.G. Kenya and as mentioned in the list of business be adopted. All those who are in favor of the motion may say aye. Aye. Those against may say no. The ayes have it. The ayes have it. The resolution as moved is adopted unanimously.
आप देख रहे हैं सुदर्शन न्यूज।